Welcome to Kitchen Basics 101, where I teach you the bare bone basics as if you've never cooked a day in your life from the perspective of a mom. I'm gonna try a different roasty potato recipe today. So I'm going to take, these are just golden potatoes, and I'm going to parboil them before I roast them in the oven and even before I cut them up. So I'm just gonna take a bag of potatoes, I think this was 5 pounds of potatoes, and I'm gonna throw them in some cold water and put them on the stove to boil. I'm also gonna put a bit of salt in the water, not much though, just a bit. Careful, the potatoes will soak it up, so don't get crazy. And then we're gonna put our potatoes in there. And I'm just gonna throw this on the stove and I'm gonna boil them until they're fork tender. So not completely done, but just so I can get a fork into them. Potatoes are done. I boiled them for like 10 or 15 minutes. They're really hot, so be careful. I have a fork to help me. Now, if you had little teeny potatoes, you wouldn't even need to cut them up, but these potatoes are kind of monstrous. So I'm just gonna cut them into like, I don't know, just depends on the potato, but into like chunks or large cubes. Here they all are chopped up. Now, is this more work than my usual set it and forget it roasting method? Absolutely. But we're gonna see if it's worth it. So we're gonna do a little drizzle of olive oil. Come on, you know. It's gotta be Graza. Love the squirt bottle. I already put salt in the water, so I'm not really gonna put salt, maybe just a smidge, but I'm definitely gonna put pepper. I really like black pepper. If you don't have to. Then what I'm gonna do, here it is, with the salt and pepper, is I'm gonna toss it, and I'm not gonna be careful about it because I actually wanna rough up the surface of the potatoes. So anyone who's watched, you know, British TikTok knows that roughing up the outsides helps them to roast up really crispy. So, and who doesn't like a crispy potato? I love a crispy potato. I want a crispy potato. So another thing you could do here is you could add some butter, which would be, you know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna add a little butter. Hold on one sec. I put some butter in there. I would say that these potatoes are cooked about 75%. So they're not completely like falling apart like a mashed potato would. I'm gonna show you from the top. I know a lot of UK folks use duck fat or beef tallow, and those are both great options because they can tolerate really high temperatures. So you could roast these potatoes at like 500. With olive oil and butter, I wouldn't do it because it's probably gonna get it to burn. So I'm gonna do mine at 400. I just wanted to show you what it looks like. So I'm just kind of stirring it up and beating it up. It's not completely disintegrating because, like I said, I only cooked them 75%. So they're still firm in the center, but we're getting the outsides all roughed up, okay? So now I'm gonna preheat my oven to 400 degrees and I'm gonna get a baking sheet to toss these on. Careful, I put this cookie sheet in my 400 degree oven while it was preheating, and it is very, very hot, so be careful. Take our bashed up, seasoned up potatoes, and we're gonna put them onto the hot sheet pan. You hear that sizzle? That's what we're looking for. I didn't put any oil on here. There's just oil on the potatoes. But you certainly could, if you're using duck fat or tallow, you could have melted it on this pan while you got it hot. And then let's get it in the 400 degree oven. Put it on the very tippy top rack so that it's close to the heat element. If you're using something that can handle higher heat, like grapeseed oil or, like I said, tallow, you could broil at 500. For me, that's gonna burn my olive oil and butter, so I'm just gonna do 400. 40 minutes later, I might have gone too far, but they are crispy. They are definitely crispy was what you were going for. I think they could have used a little more salt, if I'm being honest. The salted water was good, but I definitely should have put a little salt also. But they're crispy. Like, how can I show you the crispiness? Can you hear that? Ah! No. We lost one, guys. No, here, we got it. We got it. So careful. This is super, super hot. I really should wait. I really should let it cool off. Ready? Ready? Oh, it's too hot. For me, I love the crispy skin. Can you hear the crispy? The crispy skin is so good. Now, could they be crispier? Definitely, and I think if you had used duck fat or beef tallow, you definitely could have got it crispier. Or if I had not put butter in, maybe, because the butter is starting to burn here, then maybe you could have got them crispier, but I think they turned out pretty good. The best part is they're very, like, fluffy on the inside. I think that parboiling makes them able to crisp up, but stay fluffy on the inside. So, delicious. Give that method a try. It's definitely more work than just throwing them on the pan, throwing them in. But We like to experiment, try different things and see what we like. I'm also going to try it with the onion soup and see how that is.